In 1945, 9 yachts set out southward down the east coast of Australia, across the notorious Bass Strait and on to the island state of Tasmania. It had been planned as a cruise, but it became a race that is still run today, the Blue Water Classic, the Sydney to Hobart Yacht Race. Those shining examples of the past still find room to race the Sydney to Hobart. The race is run under both the IOR, the International Offshore Rule, and the IMS, the International Measurement System. And that leaves room for everyone. So from around the world, a race will be on, for young and old. The Nortel Sydney to Hobart is Australia's most prestigious yacht race, watched by millions on television, heard and read by countless others on the radio and in the press and magazines. It's a public holiday in Australia and a highlight of Christmas to see the fleet set sail to Hobart. It's always a spectacular sight if the wind is in the south, and it's a spinnaker run to the first mark at the entrance of what has been described as the most beautiful harbour in the world. Other years it can be a hard beat to windward to lay the mark. Then it's a turn to starboard to leave the harbour and out to a seaward mark before heading south to the next nautical mark, Tasmania, 630 nautical miles away in the Derwent River. The present record dates back to 1975, when Kealoha of the USA completed the course in 2 days, 14 hours, 36 minutes and 56 seconds, a record the Australians would like to win back. Even on line honours, it can be a thrilling race. In 1982, after a bout-of-hour race all the way down the coast, Condor of Bermuda beat Apollo by a mere 7 seconds. This year, Australia will inaugurate the first series of the Nortel Asia Pacific Championships. This is a 4-race series for individual yachts, the final race being combined in the Sydney to Hobart. Sydney is a great place to be for Christmas, and overseas competitors are supplied with berths at the organising club, the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia. The club has a prime position just minutes from the very heart of Sydney. The race attracts Australia's biggest live sporting audience, lining the shores and headlands, and afloat in an armada of spectator boats is an estimated 300,000 people. On the 26th of December at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the Royal Australian Navy fires the starting gun. The eyes of the nation turn to Sydney Harbour, the start of the 1990 Nortel Sydney Hobart Yacht Race. It's always a race to be the first out of the massive heads of Sydney. Once around the seaward mark, it's a long run line to Tasmania. To port, it's sea room all the way to New Zealand. Starboard, the stunning coastline of eastern Australia. Along the coast are numerous ports of refuge should the need arise.
On the floating shipless oceans, I did all my best to smile till your singing eyes and fingers drew me out said to me, let me unfold you.
The Nortel Sydney to Hobart can come hard and fast. Over the race period, the weather will give you a bit of everything. An exhilarating downhill slide or an exhausting hard beat into the wind. Accompanying the fleet, even in the very worst of conditions, will be a Nortel radio relay ship. As the sponsors of the race, Nortel Australia Proprietary Limited is the wholly owned subsidiary of Northern Telecom, the leading global supplier of fully digital telecommunications switching systems. But generally, the blows pass over, and it's back to sorting out the boat and getting some deserved hot food. The Hobart is a challenge, and many say that finishing is as good as winning. But then we all like to win. Once through the fickle winds of Storm Bay and the Derwent River, it doesn't matter whether you're first or last in the fleet to cross the line. Hobart turns on the celebrations for one and all, and they last longer than the race. If you survive the parties, then Tasmania offers a host of attractions for a great vacation. If you want to stay afloat and just can't get enough, then there's plenty of racing for you. Or if you want to slow down, then cruise Tasmania's waterways. So join us down under in the Southern Hemisphere's major yacht race, the Nortel Sydney to Hobart. Miss it and you'll regret it.